into another show that is reportedly being greenlit by rumor reports. And let's see here. So this is based on the Legend of Zelda movie. Reports have emerged suggesting that Universal and Illumination are currently engaged in negotiations to bring the Legend of Zelda to the big screen. Building on the massive success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the studios are actively collaborating with Nintendo to kickstart the development of a feature film centered around the video game franchise. These rumors gained traction after being discussed on a recent episode of The Hot Mic with Jeff Snyder and John Rocca. It is believed that if the deal goes through, this project would mark up a major milestone for Illumination, posting it as a significant player in the realm of video game adaptations. What do you guys think about? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't played Zelda in probably like 10 to 15 years. I do love the idea of a movie, and I know that the games are obviously like top tier. But for me to go back and play them would take mad long, especially with everything that's out. So what do you guys think? Like for a casual to like get reintroduced to the saga, what do you guys think?
Oh, oh. First of all, it's very similar to the Diablo thing. Almost word for word, the way you describe Diablo is the way you could have described Breath of the Wild, where it's like I just didn't expect this to come from when like you're simultaneously not surprised. Like it's as blue blood as they could come. There are millions of gamers that are in their 50s that'd be like, I spent my whole life with Zelda. Same thing for Diablo, right? Like it's no surprise. So the lore, if you would even call it lore, the storyline, the universe, it's there. It's money you can't miss. I would love it. I don't want it to be in the same universe as Mario, though. That's the only weird thing I would say about this is like I'd like for it to be slightly more serious, if that's possible. I just don't want it to be like that weird. Like, don't cast Chris Pratt as Link. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. I'd be like, So
Like a
I don't know,
dark,
right?
like a dark Zelda kind of show, you think?
Not even dark, just
Like Witcher vibes?
not silly. Zelda's not silly, right? You can be cool and funny without being silly, like tongue in cheek, like stupid. You know what I mean? Like blah 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 blah, like
Mm.
bonehead jokes. I don't think they need that shit. I just don't think they need to do that, and that's where, if anything, and it was fine because it's for kids. Maybe that's where I'm at. I'm like, I don't need this Zelda movie to be for kids, but I guess.
Hmm. That's what I'm
But with
saying.
Mario,
Oh
It is a dark tone. There are dark tones to
yeah,
that game,
that's
especially
what I'm thinking.
with
Like there's dark
with
tones in Zelda.
Ganondorf
Shouldn't
as
it be
well.
like a dark
right?
show,
You have a
like an
sword,
adult
not
show? Like
bananas. Like,
But not always too. Like there are times where it's very like you can see like the environment change. You'll have moments where you're going and fighting like a big boss like Ganondorf, right? And like the crowd like the clouds will turn gray and like the skies will turn gray and it's like blood will start fucking like pouring from, from the clouds. But then you'll go and like you're riding your horse through the land through Hyrule and it's like plains and clean and like almost looks like fantastic. It almost looks like a fantasy, you know what I mean?
right? And
I'm happy
there's
because
the one
I'm a
thing I'll say
gummy
is
bear.
Just you. They have there's like a lot of religion in the game, you know what I mean? Where so it's
Yeah,
Mm,
like where Mario might be rated G, it's definitely rated PG, right? Maybe not
mm.
PG-13. There's no curse words, but it's parental guidance. Like there's themes, right?
suggestive themes.
Uh,
Yeah.
right? Like again, even they're fake religions, but there is religion, and it's like all like you worship at altars and shit like that, you know. So like, and there's like death and stuff going on that they talk about. They don't just allude to; they talk about. So I just wouldn't want it to be too silly. Either way, without I'm getting ahead of myself because I think it's going to be fantastic. Like Illumination doesn't miss, except for the Grinch. They did a weird Grinch. It was fine. Nobody talks about it being bad, but but
Which one?
Illumination doesn't miss the one they did, the
The
cartoon
Jim?
with Cumberbatch,
Oh,
Benedict
The
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch one wasn't good, yeah, sadly.
I
It
don't
was like
remember hearing about
fine.
that.
Being in Jim Carrey's shadow is rough, and that
Yeah.
shit for us, it came out when we were 10. You guys remember it was in theaters exactly the same week as the Pokemon movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that was a moment for us. So I think it was hard. Like I don't know if it was bad, but you have to think the original Grinch is the original fucking Grinch, and then Jim Carrey did that when we were 10. Nowhere to go but down. So I'm trying to be tight because Illumination, like
Leave it
everything they do is
there.
good. Hard to compete. But what I do want to see is the unit. Like when you start talking Star Fox,
Oh,
did
dude,
you
yeah,
guys play? You
that's
guys
wow.
played that?
I
Mm-hmm.
was. Oh
This like I to me the story.
man.
No, fucking
No.
frog. That stupid
Peppy.
frog. That Slippy. That
Slippy, yeah.
like I remember Star Fox in like HD 4K IMAX. Like, and it was the shittiest. But to me, the storylines. Watching my big brother play, I was watching Brandon play. Like, I got to play a little bit, But my N64 stories are like I was like 4 and 5, so I sucked. Brandon was the one; he was like 12. So watching him go through and beat Star Fox is like a like fundamental memory for me, and I need to see. I need those moments. No, I need the death.
Canon event.
Oh, I need to see it brought to life.
Bro, I'll never forget when you charge up and fucking hit B and you send out that fucking bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Hit B.
Get fucking wrecked, yo.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and finish off the rest of the article. Apparently, it turns out that back in 2015, rumors had circulated about a live action television series based on The Legend of Zelda, which was reportedly in the works at Netflix. According to the new information, it appears that Nintendo made the decision to halt production after details of the series were leaked to the press. Comedian and voice actor Adam Conover, who had insight into the matter due to his involvement in a claymation Star Fox movie project with Nintendo, as we were saying, shared his perspective during an interview on the Surf Terms podcast. Conover revealed that Nintendo scrapped both the Star Fox movie and the Legend of Zelda series as a direct consequence of the leaks, shedding light on the circumstances surrounding the canceled ventures. Yo, are you serious?
Nintendo plays no fucking games. They're like, oh, you leaked our shit? Fuck it then.
Peace.
We're over it.
See-
Trash can.
They would have been so far ahead of this.
Yeah.
Now we're like, oh, every game's becoming a movie. Like Nintendo, they don't play. Or they're so Japanese at them. Like, nope, no,
who
dishonor. You
who
dishonored the
would you
name. We're
say
out.
who would you say are like the top three companies that like if you get a check from them or like sponsored by them, like you're set? I would say Nintendo is definitely one of them.
Disney,
Like if
Nintendo,
and like Apple,
Apple. I'm trying to
maybe
think of like who are the top three to like don't fuck with them.
like Nike or Pepsi. I was thinking or something like that. Like
Microsoft.
imagine being
Ooh,
sponsored by
Nike.
Pepsi.
No, because again, even I think of Ronaldo with the water and thing. I think it might be Nike. But I
Hmm.
am looking at your. Maybe I'm not even answering your. When you say those things, I think of like again, who are the brands to not fuck with? Like we'll sponsor you, and if you're with us, and you're set. But don't
Right, that's what I'm
fuck with
saying.
them. Like, do you stay in line? Like Nick Marks, stay in line,
That's what I'm
right?
thinking. Like, man, you get lined up on Nintendo. Yo, shut the fuck up. Like,
Kyrie, this
go-
nigga Kyrie got like he was like, we're good, except for Ja. They let Ja do what the fuck ever he wants, which I'm not mad about. That she was hot, but
I don't know. We're gonna find out and at the end of
y'all
the
lucky we
week
don't
what
have
happened.
sports podcasts.
Okay, I know
This
we
nigga
got a couple
Zion,
chapters.
Oh, I love it.
Zion is a
Living
wild
living
boy.
my dream. Living my dream, bro.
Zion is a wild boy. He did the
Page
baby reveal.
196. Page 196.
He
Y'all seen
did.
that meme?
He did the baby. That was so funny. He did the baby reveal with page 196. Oh,
Wow.
that shit
Wow.
had me dead. You see, she's a content creator too. She's on Flip the Network. She do a podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Zion, young man.
Oops. Nah, man.
You see Stephen A.
Something.
Smith? All right, okay,
Yeah.
moving on. I'm sorry. I'll go into that forever. Oh
Oh
gosh,
man.
the internet,
But
the way the internet be canceling these people.
I don't know, man. Making me not want a podcast, yo.
You ready to move on?
No randoms.